Morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Just want to give you guys a quick weekly update. Excuse the hat. Wasn't able to get a haircut, so sue me. Anyway, there's three things that I wanted to talk about, probably four, for this weekly update. The first is just in general the stimulus package, right? That's going on. If you guys have been watching the videos and have been keeping track, what you're noticing is that what we were talking about is actually coming true. The Democrats wanted 2.4 trillion from a stimulus perspective. I think Republicans wanted 800 billion. If you notice, the talks are now centered around 900 billion. So, like I mentioned to you guys before, the Republicans hold most of the power as it pertains to how much the stimulus package is going to be. In addition to that, something that you guys should keep in the back of your head is that you're likely not going to receive the $1,200 stimulus check all over again, right? There's a very good chance you're not receiving that ever again, especially if the Republicans hold all the cards. So on top of that, it's whether or not the states are going to get bailed out. So, for example, in New York, where they have a huge budget deficit, all you got to do is look at the MTA. That's going to be a problem. So we'll see how that works out, but it's probably going to be 900 billion. It's probably going to be signed, if I was a betting man, maybe by the end of the year. But more likely than not, it's not going to happen. On top of that, though, is that you do have the federal loans have had the forbearance extended until January 31st of 2021. So anybody who has federal loans, you don't have to pay it for January. And then there's two instances in this situation. One is Congress passes a bill that extends that into next year further, or you're going to have Joe Biden come in and sign an executive order that extends it. So more likely than not, the chatter, at least from a political standpoint, is that the federal loans are going to be not only extended through January 31st that we know right now, but it's probably going to be extended much further into 2021. As for the vaccine, if we're being fair, you got to give the Trump administration credit. They did say that you were going to try to get a vaccine by the end of the year. And it looks like it is. Moderna, what else? You have Pfizer, you have BioNTech. They're all doing emergency procedures at this point to see if they can hit the ground running. You see the CDC telling you that they're recommending healthcare workers as well as nursing facilities to make sure that they get the vaccine first. But the states get to hold and control who gets the vaccine first. So, for example, in New York, they could do something completely different, but it sounds like they're going to follow the recommendation. So, chances are, from a full-blown vaccine perspective, you're not going to find anything for everybody until probably late next year. But it is some good news that the vaccines are on its way. From an investment standpoint, the one that stood out to me was Bitcoin. How quickly we forget what 2017 was. I'm not going to necessarily give you guys, advice as to whether to buy it or sell it. All I'm going to tell you is look into 2017 as to what happened the last time it hit 19,000. It is an area that people run to for protection. There's something called correlation, for example, that, Bitcoin goes a little bit different as compared to the stock. So the stock's going up, maybe Bitcoin goes down, and if Bitcoin goes up, the stocks go down, right? So you want to balance your portfolio. But I would just say be careful. Remember that it's a very volatile investment if you're looking at it from that perspective. The last thing I would mention is this is probably a good time now for folks to realign their goals for next year. I know a lot of people aren't into the New Year's resolutions, and people always, throw people like that under the bus. I actually like when people do New Year's resolutions because it's showing that you want to make a change. So start thinking about what those resolutions are and try to hold yourself accountable, especially from a financial perspective. So I'll give you an example. If every month you're paying $300 towards your debt, that means next year you're going to pay $3,600, right, towards your debt. Make your goal $4,000, right? Try to figure out another way to get the extra 400. Stretch a little bit, right? They call it stretch goals. Stretch a little bit further than you would normally get to your debt goal. Whatever your financial goals are going to be. So stay strong, stay safe. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Until then, have a good one, guys.